Hello Pioneers, in the last episode of our Satisfactory series, we began steel production, creating steel ingots and steel products to expand our factory's capabilities. This episode, we redesign our coal power plant with a modular and extensible layout, doubling our power output to keep up with the factory's growing energy needs. Let's get started. The last episode we started off our steel factory over there, and we're smelting steel ingots now and producing steel beams and steel pipes. Which is good and all, but we've kind of hit a limit with what we can continue expanding on. We unlocked a bunch of cool stuff like Mark III tech and a bunch of new recipes to make stratas, motors, encased beams, and all of the stuff for completing phase 2. However, we don't have any power to expand our factory anymore. If we look at our power pole, our blue line is very close to our max capacity of 600 megawatts. So if everything were to be running at full tilt, we'd pretty much blow our power cap and everything would trip, right? So we need to expand our power before we can do anything. Don't know if anyone recalls from a few episodes ago, but our coal power over here is currently running off a singular coal mine, and we can't uncork the other coal mine over there. There is like 4 coal deposits in the area, so we can get more coal, but let's do it in a better way because we recently also unlocked Mark II miners. And that just seems to require 2 portable miners, 10 encased industrial beams. Yep. So we can do all this stuff, right? It's not a problem. So we can just upgrade our miner, and that gives us 120 resource per minute. We also unlock tier 3 logistics, which belts can now carry 270. Oh, wow. It's not just 240, it's 270. That's so weird. Okay. I don't know how that helps us in any way because it's such an awkward number. But we can use tier 3 belts, but work towards 240, I guess, which is double what we have. 60, 120, and we'll just assume this is 240, even though it can carry 270, just for simplicity, knowing that it can carry another 30 on top if we need it to for whatever reason. But basically, we want to expand our power in that way. Now, Mark III stuff requires a lot of steel, a lot of these steel beams, which we're producing very slowly, which is fine. I think by the time we are all ready and set up, we'll have plenty of steel beam to work with. So let's go ahead and just temporarily make ourselves some encased beams just to make the miner. So we can just do it like over here somewhere. We just chuck in an assembler here and get it making encased steel beams. We just need concrete and steel beams. So we need 20. And that means we need 60 steel beams to make this. That is a lot of our stash, but we have enough. Do I have a free power line temporarily? I do. And we can chuck in some concrete and some steel beams, and that should construct us 20 over time. Just going to pick up everything else I need to expand my power infrastructure. So I've got all the copper plates. I probably need some more copper plates, some more rotors and stuff. So let me just grab those and we'll get ready to head over. Bring some concrete, bring some more steel plate. We got plenty of pipe. What else do we need to make our power system? Coal power, oh, cables. We're running out of cables. We'll grab some cables and then we'll start heading over. The other thing I want to bring is my blueprint box because we might play around with doing some blueprints over there. We don't need to do it here and then bring it over. We can like test and stuff, right? So I can get rid of this. Oh, I can't dismantle it with this stuff on it. Wait, how do I clear the blueprint? There must be a quick way to clear the blueprint, right? Clear blueprint designer. There we go. Blueprint designer storage. Because it uses resources to build in here, and then if I clear it I get the resources back. Makes sense. Let's get rid of the blueprint designer. We'll bring the materials from the blueprint designer over to our coal factory. I want to build my coal factory or my power plant in modular sections using the blueprint designer. That way in future if we need to expand it we can. Still making our encased beams. We can just do a second assembler if we really wanted to. It's fine. We'll just let it do its thing. We'll go do some other stuff in the meantime. We've got some advent calendar stuff to pick up. Yeah, so we need these encased steel beams as well, just to unlock the next 2 bits of our tier 4 as well. So that's good. We definitely need to set up the factory to make these steel encased beams. And to do that, we also need to find a new source of limestone and set up a concrete factory somewhere near our steel factory. Let's have a look at if there's anything useful to unlock in the MAM that I've missed. If I have a lot of steel, I can get another hand equipment slot. Fantastic. Alien tech, we need to find Sam to unlock stuff because all this other stuff requires whatever this alien thing is, and I'm guessing you can make that down this track somewhere. Caterium is another avenue we need to explore. I mean, we can have a look at where the nearest Caterium is. We can scan for it now. Alright. The nearest one is in this westward direction around this water area. I think we've been there before. And there is a pure Caterium ore source there, so we can either tractor it over or we can... It doesn't look like we're unlocking any new sort of transport methods anytime soon, like trains or whatever. So yeah, we'll probably like set up another tractor station to bring it over, or we'll bring it over by belt. But yeah, that's also something we can do, but none of that can happen without power. We've got our encased beams, so let's head over and sort out our power. Some random Caterium. Oh. I was gonna say there's some random Caterium ore here, but seems to be guarded by a bunch of these dudes. Keep forgetting their names. Hog remains. Oh, there's some stuff down here. That's cool. Why am I dying? Am I dying? Or is that just the light changing? Found ourselves a yellow power slug. Let's grab it. This must be the hog's little home cave. That's just copper ore. That's fine. Anyway, getting distracted. Let's carry on to our target objective. We're going to start picking up these barrel nuts along the way as well, because they make inhalers and we seem to be starting to encounter stronger and stronger enemies. So pretty soon we might need these barrel nuts. Let's go for a little swim. Oh, it's got an achievement. Move faster than 140 kilometers per hour. Okay, fair enough. Alright, first thing we need to do is an equipment workshop, because I forgot to bring any sort of portable miners over. We're going to make ourselves a couple of portable miners. Then we're going to go build ourselves that Mark II miner. Our first Mark II miner of the game. What the heck was that? Was that a Christmas gift? Yeah. Alright. So we can just directly upgrade it like this. Oh, I only needed 10 encased beams. Oh, that's fine. Well, if we want, we can double it up again. But yeah. So this Mark II miner, I know it's only producing at 120 at the moment, but remember our Mark II miner singular was power sharded up. So it can actually produce at 240 per minute, which should completely saturate this Mark III belt, assuming, well, we're assuming Mark III is 240, but actually it can do 270. So we can push it up even more if we want to. The next thing we want to do is start building a design for this. We learnt a lot from our first design. A couple of learnings we'll just quickly go through is that the ratios of the water input are a little bit awkward. The ratios of the coal input are nice and clean because each one only uses 15 coal, I think. Yeah, 15 coal per minute. And it uses 45 water per minute. And the water makers are making it at a very weird number because without any overclocking, they craft at, I think, 120, where we only need 90. So we can underclock the water makers and do 2 water makers to one water extractor to 2 mines, I think is the target that we're going for. But let's play around with our blueprint designer that we unlocked last episode to build this in a modular fashion that we can very easily build and expand on in the future. How do I actually build the blueprint designer? Is it in architecture or is it like somewhere here? Is it special? Ah, the blueprint box is in special. Okay, cool. Build it somewhere that I can easily get to. Why is it floating in midair? There we go. This should be fine. All right, so it's a 4x4. I'm thinking I can fit this into a 4x4. We need some floors. Either way, we need floors, right? We put it in the corner. Now let's assume this coal comes in down this center line. Then let's build ourselves some miners on either side. Generators, I'm sorry. Ah, this is a problem. The generator is absolutely massive. Partially overlaps the blueprint designer. Oh, and there we go. Our fuse just blew. Okay. So there's no way we can actually use the blueprint box to do this. That's fine. We'll just have to manually build this because our current blueprint box is too small to deal with this thing. Fair enough. Let's clear it. Let's just reactivate the fuse. I have no idea why the fuse would have blown. Our capacity dropped slightly for some reason. Must be because I was messing with the coal belt or something. I have no idea. Or messing with the water over here. Did I mess with the water extraction over here? I have no idea. Hopefully it doesn't blow again while I'm trying to set all this up. I mean, we can always temporarily disable it. The reason I don't want to disable it is simply because I want it to keep producing steel, because I know we need an actual Mark III belt to carry all this new coal. So I might start my new coal factory a little bit to the side, because it doesn't matter where our factory is, right? Now, because water doesn't like to travel upwards, I'd love to make my coal factory as low as possible. And what I mean by that is, let's just put ourselves a water extractor somewhere. I can't build while I'm underwater. And I want to face it this way to see where the water input actually is. And given a water extractor is at this level, let's see what foundations we can build to sort of accommodate that. We want to build as sort of low as possible, right? So something like this, and I probably want to snap it to the world grid now as well, because I'm building proper things. Okay, so if the water's coming out here, I kind of want it to come out from under the coal mines. So if we do a foundational level here, what I kind of want to do is bring the water over here and then upwards to support 2 coal mines. And if I want to achieve that, I need some walls to build another level. That way I have a subfloor for the coal mine. And that way it doesn't have to travel upwards as much, I guess, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to test and see. So say I built a wall here, and then I built a new level of foundation here, and say we did something like this, then we can build our coal mines on this level, and the water can travel through here and then up to a coal mine, right? And don't worry about where it is, but say I have my coal mine here and here. How big is it? How many tiles does a coal mine actually go through? 4 was too much, apparently. Say this is the center line where we're going to do our coal belt. I wanted to put a coal mine on this side. I keep saying coal mine, sorry. A coal generator on this side, like this. Let me get rid of this water thing now. All right, it takes up at least 2 surfaces. So if I put one like, say, here, and we don't need to start here. We can start anywhere, but let's just do a test design. And I've done 1, 2, 3. Is 3 enough? 3 is enough, I think. And we line it up like this. And also, because of the way... Can you flip things in this game? Flip. You can only rotate. Rotate hologram. You can't flip a hologram, can you? So I get the inputs on the right direction. So then in that case, I need to offset a little bit. But then the water pipes don't line up. Oh man, I wish you could flip a design. That's horrible. I'd rather the water pipes line up because I feel like it's easier to deal with that than to deal with... I could be wrong. But let's see. Does it look nice if it's like slightly offset? It should be fine, right? And at least the water pipe part line up. And if I wanted to do... Well... interesting. Let's see what it'll look like for the water. So say the water comes like over there somewhere. There's like a bunch of water extractors and I'm piping it straight through here. That should be fine. But once it gets to here, I kind of need it to now go up and meet these things. And what I mean by that is these two need to come together now. That's a straight line, right? Oh, I didn't even line this up properly. But it's not a straight line. Probably like that. Now it's a straight line. That still doesn't feel like a straight line. Like that. These two are now a straight line. That's a straight pipe. Then it needs to go down. So I need a junction to do something like this. And then that junction should then connect to some sort of pipeline support underneath it. Like this. Is that all straight? Yeah, and then that can connect to a water extractor on the other side, right? Something like that. Now we need to figure out how to get a pipe across. Not a pipe, sorry. We need to figure out how to get the coal into this, even though they're misaligned like this. And this is where I really wish flipping was a thing, but apparently it's not. So if this is the center point between two things, can I build myself a splitter in between there? Kind of. We can do better. Like that. That's where the splitter should go, right? Now, if I was a crazy person, I would just do it there. but I'm not a crazy person. So let's do the splitter one level above and see if that works. So the splitter is sitting on top of the water pipe, but we don't quite want that. We probably want it hanging in midair like that. Then we can get a conveyor lift, and then maybe that can go in. I don't know. Doesn't like that. It's too tight. Yeah, there's no shot in hell of that splitter working. All right, so we can align this, and then our pipes aren't lined up, right? So let's have a look. If our pipes aren't lined up, that could be a beneficial thing for me, I think. Also, let's get this lined up properly so it overhangs off the same amount, I think. Yeah, so we don't run into random issues. So I can bring a pipe down like that. Doesn't look very nice. What is the mode that's like straight, the equivalent of a straight mode? There's nothing. It just doesn't look very nice going down like that. I think that's looking okay. So if I were to put a 2 over here like this and connect the pipe system in this way, then they can join together and we can put a junction somewhere. And then that can connect into the actual water extractor, which is great. So that's the piping system, and I don't mind this piping system because what I really wanted to do was put a catwalk in the middle of this. I don't know if it's possible. Kind of. We'd have to space everything out using 2 tile sets, which is actually perfect. This is very modular and tileable. Probably don't want everything to overhang. I'm gonna run into a rock. Trying to see. Kind of clips into the back of the rocks over there, but I'm okay with that. Like, I actually kind of like the look of this. I mean, there's one missing one here, but I mean, we can just put a normal railing, right? Well, that's cool. They added this like modern railing thing for this exact purpose where I don't need it to be at the edge of a catwalk. I mean, it's not centered, but that's kind of fine. I'm okay with that. Now, can we get this stuff working properly? We want it to go up and over, and they're perfectly centered here. So let's see if we can get that working, and then if that works, then that's going to be the design that we go with, I guess. Centered. And then we go up 1. Is up 1 enough for us to comfortably walk over? It's not, so there's no harm going up 2. Is that centered? How does it feel centered? We'll center it on this. That's the center point? Yeah. That works. Do I need to put a thing here? Or is that like already connected? It's like inside this thing. I don't know if that's actually connected. We need to like test it with some coal. I don't want to like set up this design a billion times and realize I made some critical mistake that it doesn't actually work. How can I test this? If I put down a box and I put some coal into the box, I can test it, right? If I just shove in the coal this way, I can see whether it's actually getting split down these 2 conveyors and going into the coal machine. Yeah, it's working. Fantastic. And it's going in here. Great. Okay, that works then. This design seems to work. And definitely the water part will work as well. So let's just build a few. And yeah, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 before we can replace our existing power setup. So let's build for 8 first, and then we'll keep extending. Now we don't have to start here. We can go. We can do 2 more back here. So how do I tile this? I wish I could fit this into a blueprint box, and then it'll just be like wham bam done. And we could probably do another 2 more here maybe. Yeah, I mean it might clip into that rock a bit, but we need all the space we can get because one day we might need to double this up. Now, does it work if I just tile it directly next to each other to conserve the most amount of space possible, is my question. If I tile that there, theoretically, I just tile that there, like that, then in theory, everything should work. But does the flooring work, is my question. If I get rid of this flooring now, and then I do... no, it's no longer lined up. But then if I want the flooring to work... So this is not critical for everything to work. I don't mind like a little bit of clipping, and And what I mean by that is, let me just set this bottom section up. Now that we have two sort of directly next to each other, and by the way, how cool are these blade runners that I can just jump up one floor now? That is the most handy thing in the world. But maybe what I should do is get rid of these railings, because that's complicating things a little bit. But yeah, with that coming out like that, that's not how it's meant to come out. Look, I do it this way. Oh, that's annoying to build, because it wants to do this. And that's like clipping into the wall, which doesn't look nice. What I actually had was it needed to be a few tiles back. Well, not a few tiles back. The way I built it was it needs to come down by itself first in a straight path, which I think is that. Then it connects. Is pretty much the correct way of building it. And having that now, can I build a walkway to walk across this? The walkway to walk across this is not critical. I mean, I can always build the walkway above it if I wanted to. But it'd be nice if I could weave a walkway into here somehow. Yeah, there's no way I can catwalk through this thing, unfortunately, unless I moved everything out one tile and have a dedicated catwalk section down the middle, which I don't think I want to do that. The alternative resolution is to make this higher and then have the catwalk go above it. Or we can just do the catwalk above both of these sections and then we can walk up. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Forget the catwalk in the middle. It'll actually make building this a lot easier as well. I had a feeling this catwalk part was too cool to be true, so that's fine. So at this point in the game, I kind of want to the reason why I'm spending time on this coal factory is because not only do we want our factory to now be functional, because we've unlocked a lot of the tech along the way, and if we know things aren't going to change, we might as well make a factory that looks half decent as well as functional, right? Like, I think that's a good idea. The other alternative with this piping, if we really hate it, is like, why do we need to, like, the reason why we want this left and right thing is to get this splitter functionality, so it can split left and then split right, instead of having a singular row. But we don't need the piping to work that way. We just need to join two sets of pipes together. So if this piping is looking extra messy and terrible, what we can actually do, and I'm not going to join this one and this one, what we can actually do is this. Do we have 6 or 8 power plants? 1, 2, count the chimneys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. All right. We'll build to 8. And by the way, let me know in the comments if this stuff is really terrible and you don't want to see it. By the way, this thing's in the way. Get out. Oh no, I'm going to have to kill my first whale. I'd love to know in the comments, by the way, if you guys want to see me like think through the process of designing this factory, or whether I can always cut all this out and just do this all on my own time, right? And then just be like, hey guys, the factory is done. Here's the design I came up with. You know, we're weaving the splitter through here, and then we're doing our piping this way. But it's up to you guys whether you want to see the final design or not. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know in the comments. If you don't want to see me doing this and you just want to see progression, then I'm happy to do my videos that way. Yeah, I think this is fine. And it's not clipping as much as I even thought it would clip. So there's our new 8 coal mine, and now it's much easily expandable. Because you got to realize as well, I don't know when we're going to get the new power. And if we need to expand our coal mine, say like double and then double, we can double and then double again, right? Because we can get more coal from here. So that's why I want to compress it. That way we can just keep expanding down this way without having to build new infrastructure. Now, what the plan is now is we can do, like, we don't have to link our water pipes across this way. We can link our water pipes across this way. So what we can do is something like this. Wait, we got to account for the fact that there's going to be a splitter, like here. Oh, then the splitter kind of gets in the way of everything as well. But let's try having the water pipes go downward, and then maybe they don't need to cross as hard, is what I'm saying. So many different options. Got to try them all to figure out what's best. So like, say we can get these 2 water pipes to join, right? And then these 2 water pipes can join, and they can be fed from a water thing on this side. Ah, that makes perfect sense. Okay. That's even better. But then I have to move my entire factory out this way so that there can be water extractors on this side. Okay, I see. Yep, I think that's going to be our design. So I'm going to build it and then I'll cut to when it's finished building. Because you don't need to see the building process. You just need to see the design process, right? So essentially it's going to come down like this. That one's going to come down the same way. Why is this coming down so hard now? Hold on. I mean, we can always tilt the pipe a little bit. This is like not really clipping and then it's like sort of in the right spot as well. I don't know. There's a lot of different options we can do. That I don't like because it's like coming out too much. Like this is actually okay for a path of a pipe. I actually don't mind this. It like hugs it really nicely. But how does that help us with our walkways? If we don't mind a little bit of clipping, then our walkway kind of works nicely. How do I get this happening on this side? What's the difference here and here? It's like one more out. Yeah, so if I get it one more out, technically it's not clipping. And that works perfectly fine. And I can join this to this side, this to this side, build water extractors on the other side. Fantastic. I think that's the design that we're going to go with. Yeah. I think so, and then we can have a nice walkway straight down the middle, and it can even duck underneath these things. Perfect. All right, I really like that. So we're gonna build to that, and when it's all done, I will showcase my work. And we are done. We've rebuilt our new coal power plant station. It's got 8 coal power plants, same capabilities as our old station. We've completely dismantled the old station. I've just let it run for a bit to test the functionality first. So here's where I ended up putting the water extractors. They're all clocked at 75% to perfectly supply the 90 water needed for our power plants. So everything is working nice and stably, and we're generating our 600 megawatts of power. I've also upgraded all our belts to Mark III now, so we will be capable of generating more when I expand this. But before I expand this, I kind of want to build a little bit more functionality onto it in terms of like, because we kind of know now this is the extent of our power system, it'll extend outwards, we can kind of decorate it a little bit more to make it look, you know, a little bit more, what's the word? Intentional, like the way we're designing things. So for example, since we have a sub-level, and this is the entrance to our power plant, maybe we should have a staircase going down. Like this. So it's like we can actually access our sub-level. Now let me clean up some of the tiling in the sub-level because we didn't actually need any of this. Well, we kind of need these 3, but we don't need these ones going outwards. That was just to temporarily place something to get the piping out so I can align our water constructor. But we don't actually need it. So let me get rid of them. And now that's looking a lot better. So now we can access the sub-level properly, and our sub-level should start the same place as our regular level, like this. And we can even, like, if we really wanted to now, we can put even like some railings along here to make it look even better. I'm gonna bind my new railings to 0. So we do like railings along here. Oh, they take pipes. Okay, cool. Then doesn't this look a lot more like an actual construction zone sort of thing? And then I won't do too much to the end because we want to sort of extend on this eventually. And there we go. So now it actually looks like, you know, this is a sub-maintenance floor where the pipes go, and it all looks pretty neat and organized. Now let's do something about our second floor over here. Then we can go like, all right, great. So now that we know this is the extent of our factory, why don't we put some railings along here too to showcase that this is the edge of our factory? And it's not just like randomly open for no reason. Now this is clipping a little bit, that's fine. Don't mind that too much. I can always shift it out a little bit if it really bothers me. Crazy how much a little bit of railing makes the whole build look a lot better. And there we go. And this is the start of our actual coal power plant, and it can be very easily expanded upon in the future. Got a little catwalk underneath to get through this direction, but you know, we can think about maybe doing a catwalk overhead as well. So if we want to look at the coal belt, for instance. So like, for example, over here where we come up, we can get rid of this railing. And what if we did a staircase upwards? And then did something like this. Then I can do like a catwalk that goes along this thing. Maybe not there. Can we do one more? No. Okay, that cuts into it. All right, so it's here. No, I don't want that. What I probably actually want is another staircase going up above it. And then what we probably want is like a foundation level above here somewhere. That is not properly aligned. So basically a 2-level foundation. Let me just set it up properly here. Is that correct? Yeah, that looks correct. Get rid of these walls now. And then later this can be like, I've seen other things like clear floors and stuff. So it can be like clear floors. And now we have a level that we can walk above it. And if the floor is clear one day, like glass flooring, we can actually use this as a top level, right? And it's actually looking like a proper factory. So we can go like down, we can go up, and it's like a whole level. And we can add some more railings over here. And that's looking great. Like we've got an actual coal power plant looking thing going on now. And aesthetically, it looks nice. Functionally, it looks nice. And it's just great. I really like this. So we will now extend the power, which was our original goal, was to actually get double the amount of power, right? So it's time to extend all this by another 4 coal power plants, because our Mark III belts can indeed support that. And it's not too hard to build this setup either. We can just line everything up nicely now. Just like that, we'll extend the walkway. We'll extend this thing. And that's pretty much the end of our factory, I think. Maybe we can fit another 4 in there. But if we want to double up again, we would probably double up over here. And just build another section of the factory over there maybe. Or build another section of the factory. Probably not above it. Actually, I don't even know if this lake is big enough to support another section of factory. But for now, doubling up the power should be okay. Maybe then we can either set up a new coal factory somewhere else, or we will have Mark II pipes, and then our design might change a little bit. But for now, this is pretty good. So let me set the other side up. And just like that, we've nearly doubled up our power. We need to do these piping now. Gotta take some time to do some aesthetic things every now and then. Can't just be like hyper efficiency all the time. I'm sorry, Ada. We as humans need to do something fun for ourselves every now and then. Don't you guys agree? Can't just be working hard for the corporation non-stop all the time. Oh man, is this present actually in the way? I'm running out of inventory space. Alright, and that's the piping done. Now we can set up our water. So setting up the water is a little bit finicky. We have to do this in the right order. So what we need to do first is link the pipes. Then we need to put in our junctions. And there's our 4 junctions. Now we need to, because it can't line up this properly by itself, we actually need to build our foundation outwards first. Then we can line it up. I have to like build out a pipe this way, and then build out a pipe sort of this way. Just a little bit to give the thing something to snap to. Now we can control snap it to this pipe, as well as control snap it to this thing. There we go, like that. And oh, snap, snap. There we go. Then annoyingly I have to delete this piping first and then reconnect it properly. And then you get perfectly straight and beautiful connections underneath. And we do the same thing on the other side. Snap and snap, nice and easy. Delete this piping and connect the water. It's actually not hard to extend this system, which is good. Next challenge is building this stuff. So the splitter, the way we build that is we put it in the middle like this, and we have to build another one on top, and then we have to dismantle this one. So again, snap, snap, delete, snap, snap, delete. Not too bad. I'm glad I aligned the splitter part of this. Oops, that's not aligned. And then we've got to do the conveyor lifts. So the conveyor lifts just go snap straight onto it. You got to hear that little beep to know that it's actually working properly. And fantastic, that should all be working, and now we just need to do the decorative stuff and set the clock speed of our water extractors. So all of this needs to be 75%. We should be able to copy these settings, right? Paste it on this one, and then the other two over the other side. Yep, I can see the coal is coming through. Now we just need to do our decorative elements, which is the railings. And we'll just end our factory here for now. Let me remove this temporary flooring, and we're sweet. So it takes a while to get the design pattern that you want, but if you build a robust enough pattern, then it actually becomes quite easy to extend upon later. Oh, we're out of rods. Alright, that's fine. No more decoration for us. But that's fine. Decoration is not critical to everything doing its thing. More importantly, we need to make sure we get the right throughput and connect all the power and stuff. So let me just build this top walkway. In fact, this top walkway, I can't actually see the split of the coal anymore. But that's fine. We can test in other ways. I need to connect the power next. Made the power system completely extendable as well. So we just got to put our power lines in between our pole things. I said I've made it completely extensible. I think I've done it incorrectly. This is the line that connects the power out, and these poles connect this way. So what I've done is between each pair, I put a power pole in the middle to connect the coal power to the power poles, like such. And then with its last free node, it connects to the other side, like such. Oh no, I'm out of rods. Alright, let me get rid of some of this stuff because the railings are not critical, and I don't want to run all the way back to get rods. But this extra power pole is to connect it back to the outside world and join all together. And then this connects into this. And that works nicely. Now these should all have power once I've connected it to this thing. Fantastic. And now these should start running very soon. It's got coal, and then water will come out of here, hopefully. Travel through the pipes, and we'll just have to wait for a little while for it to saturate. And while we're waiting, we'll do the other side. We'll connect all that power up, connect it all through here, get all the power plants connected to these actual power poles, and then we should have all that power and we can start testing. And just like that, we've pretty much doubled up our power system. Fantastic. I don't like how unstable each one is. I feel like the water being clocked at exactly the right amount, and the fact that it has to travel slightly upwards is causing it to, like, if you look at this pipe, it's not like perfect all the time. So we're always getting just the right amount of water, and for some reason it's like hovering a little bit. I can see it like sometimes goes under. I don't know if that's just, yeah, I'm not too sure. But now our total capacity is 900 megawatts. Well, it should be, it was 600, so it should go up to 1200 when everything kicks in properly. Let's just wait for a bit and see if that's what happens. Yeah, now that the water's in, we've got coal in, and everything is fantastic. Now we've got power. Like, obviously there's not enough coal to support this because we've only got the one Mark II miner that's just currently saturating. Oh, do we put power shards in there? Why do I have extra power shards in my inventory? We need to clock our new miner at the right rate, and then maybe it'll transport more coal. Why does the Mark III belt look saturated though when it's not actually mining at that rate? Oh, we did have power in there, so it is mining at 240 per minute. Fantastic. I just have an extra 2 power shards. Oh, that was from the water things, right? Cool. So yes, we are pretty much saturating, not saturating a Mark III belt because Mark III travels at 270, but we're getting 240, which is double what we had before. And now we've got double the coal power plant to satisfy that demand, which is fantastic. We can travel up along the top to just double check all of them are now green and fine. We can configure the coal power very easily from up here just to check if everything's running fine. And it does indeed look like everything's running okay. Everything is green now. The important thing is that the power doesn't fluctuate. So whatever maximum power we have, we know we can use all of it without worrying about the breaker tripping. And it looks like it's pretty stable. We've got a full 1200 megawatts of stable power going now. It is dipping a little bit occasionally, and we'll just keep monitoring it. And if it's an issue, what I think is just the water just needs to be clocked a little bit higher than 75%. So we're doing 75% at the moment, but if we did it at like 80%, then we'd be overproducing, and that should like saturate everything. And it only uses like 1 megawatt more power. So I don't see why that's a bad thing. That way, even if some water is lost to its inability to pump up that little vertical bit, it can at least still oversaturate and fill up all of the coal machines with water. And hopefully that will just completely stabilize our power. It's already looking really good. We've got a full usable 1200 megawatts, of which we are using about half of it. So we are definitely in a really good position to extend our factory now. Since we've done a lot of production work, I think what we should do next is a little bit of exploration work. So sulfur seems to be relevant now because we want some explosives to blow up some of the rocks that are currently plaguing our coal mine. So if we do need to extend our coal mine again, we can. At the moment, we have a singular miner that's overclocked to 200%. There's another coal patch over here that we can use, and it actually is just blocked by this giant rock, which I think we need to use an explosive to blow up before we can do that. So since we've done a bit of building, we'll do a bit of exploration. Let's hunt down that sulfur and figure out where it is. Hopefully it's not as difficult to get to as the last thing that I found. Okay, there's some sulfur over here and over here. And they're both pure. So let's go and get it. Maybe we will get the pure one over here because it's closer to our base. That's not the one. Is it that one? Nope. That one. Yeah. The 670 meter away one over this side. Now it might be a bit hard to get to because I don't have any more rods left. So I'm going to have to use ramps only. Don't have enough rods for ladders to climb high places, so we're just gonna have to walk where we can walk, and then we'll just use our ramps where we need to. We'll ignore the local wildlife, don't need to kill them anymore. Where are we? We can follow the water up and see if there's anything cool. Oh, cool, there's a little thing over here, and more Caterium. Just be careful of the local wildlife. I think this is a bigger boar, or hog. Looks bigger. Got like husks and things. And takes ages to kill. It definitely looks bigger than the regular hogs. Alright, let's see what this thing requires and whether I have it. I think it's this thing. No, it's not a blueprint thing. Oh, steel beams. Nice. Reinforced iron plate. Oh, encased industrial beams. Nice. Is that different to the encased concrete? Surely there's a thing I can open. No? Is it in here? Yeah, there we go. Open drop pod. Repairs needed. It needs 60 megawatts of power. Interesting. 60 megawatts of power shouldn't be too hard. Hey, there's more encased concrete over here. If we get our biomass burner out, we should be able to do... we don't have any rods. I might go back to base and grab some rods. How far am I from base? I'm not that far from base. Can I get back to base from here? There looks like a path back to base. We'll ignore these local wildlife. Grab ourselves some new rods. Maybe we'll sort and empty our inventory as well, in case there's some goodies to pick up later, right? It's gonna borrow this storage area for our encased concrete. What are they called? Encased industrial beam. Yep, alright. We don't need 3 billion Mark II things, so let me put some back. We also probably don't need 3 billion concrete on us. We'll keep the biomass, and we'll turn the rest of the stuff into more useful stuff. Empty our inventory. By that I mean we'll make some power shards. Put away the power shards. We'll put away the Caterium ore. I know we can use it to make quickwire and unlock some stuff later. We'll probably do that towards the end of the episode. We have a bunch of coal in our bags. That's not good. Chuck all the crap into the sink. Probably don't need like 3 billion of these. Oh, maybe we do. Yeah, we can get rid of things like the portable miner. I don't know why I need another portable miner. And then like the Fixmas gifts and stuff. And I think we're good. We'll keep everything else on us. Maybe we only need a little bit of biofuel. And then we'll go back and check out that. I believe it was this way. It was towards the sulfur. So we just head towards the sulfur. Sulfur's that way, 700 meters. But I think it's towards the dismantle crate. Is it down there? No, that was where my coal power is. And then I walked up some direction that way. I'm very lost. But actually, before I go, I just realized as well, I need to go get my steel beams back. Alright, cool. Let's try to figure out the way again. So we were heading towards sulfur, which was that way, I think. And then we headed up this way, right? Was it this way? Yeah, that's the way I want to go. And now that I have stuff, maybe I should just build up and go up the waterfall. Just ladder our way up this waterfall. Now we'll see what's on the other side of the waterfall. Still want to pick up new barrel nuts where we can for future. Yeah, and this is where we were before. I think we went up in like the side way before, but this is where we needed to build our biomass burner. I think a biomass burner generates 60, right? I've already forgotten. 30 megawatts. Okay. 2 biomass burners. Split our wood stack. We'll put 100 in here. And we'll put 100 in here. And then in theory, if I just power this thing now, we should be able to open it. Give us something cool. Yep, we got ourselves a hard drive, which hopefully will contain some sort of useful alternate recipe. And we can just dismantle all this stuff and get all our biofuel back. So when we're traveling the world, we need to carry around like a little bit of every material. And also just bring a bunch of biofuel, I guess, in case we need to do this again. Back to our task of finding sulfur. It's 300 meters directly ahead of me on the other side of the lake, so let's head over. And I also see a slug over there. Go deal with the local wildlife first, because there's a slug I want to pick up. And the sulfur is, what, 125 meters directly above me? What? Is that where sulfur is located? Why do I feel like it should be somewhere in a cave, not high up? I feel like it's telling me the sulfur is directly up there. See if there's a non-building path I can take to get up there. No harm in walking around a little bit. There's got to be a way up here without having to just build ladders. There's another slug over there. I guess we're building ladders. There's my slug. I built my platform right into it. Got a few slugs now. Let's see if we can keep building ladders up. Doesn't like that. I think I went a little bit too ambitious there. Let's build it up to around here maybe. Now we need to go up here. That looks a bit difficult, so we might need some ramps to help out. Is this a good ladder? Do I need a platform at the end of it, or will I fall? Yep, I'll fall. No platform is always a bad idea. You always need a platform at the end of your ladder, like no matter what. Alright, I'm up on top of something, I think. Now we can scan for our sulfur again and see if we can find it. It's like right here somewhere, 120 meters. Maybe it's even further up, so let's keep getting height. No harm in continuously going upwards. We'll keep our infrastructure here in case we ever need to come back. Well, we're definitely going to need to come back. I'm sure sulfur is a useful material for some sort of automation. We'll just be a little bit careful because we're in a new area and death might occur. Ah, there it is, right here. Cool. So we can mine pure sulfur here. Let's chuck down our MAM and see how much sulfur we actually need and whether we need to set up like a temporary thing like we did for the quartz. Let's have a look down the sulfur tree and what we actually need. 50 sulfur and 50 coal. Oh my god. All right. To make this thing... Oh, I can't even research this here. Damn it. To make this thing, I need to make 50 of these black powders. So yeah, I definitely need to like bring sulfur out with me. It's actually not that bad of a prospect to mine this sulfur and then bring it with me back to base, because where is my base from here? It's more of a question of, is this a project I want to be doing right this minute? My base is right over there. Yeah. We need to build like a pathway over here, but we need a lot more sulfur to like get started. So I'll just build a miner and then we'll just get some sulfur and bring it back to base. We know where it is now, so we can come back here whenever we want. Shouldn't be too hard to get back to base. We can build like a little ramp down this way, down to here, and then it's kind of, yeah, straight back to base. It's to our coal mine. Gonna get our portable miner. If only I had that coal on me again. I mean, if a coal mine is there, we could just go get some coal. It's not too far, is it? It's pretty far to get there and back, isn't it? The coal mine's like down there somewhere. So we'll just chuck down a miner on this thing. We'll give it some temporary power. Chuck in some biomass and we should get plenty of sulfur very soon. We haven't got 2 power slugs. What we can actually do is build something like, if we get an equipment workshop going, we can turn our power slugs. Wait, that's not equipment workshop. We get a crafting bench going. We can create ourselves 2 power shards with the blue slugs that we have. And we can get this sulfur going even quicker. Clock it up to 200 speed, double it up, and yeah, we're good. I don't know how much sulfur I need to bring back with me to like build all that black powder and whatnot I need to get everything, but yeah. I got about 400 sulfur. I think that's enough. I'm just going to turn off this biomass burner, but I'll leave the miner over here. And then we'll try to path our way back to base because I want to get back up here one day, I guess. We can snap something to World Foundation. Got plenty of concrete and plates. Should be able to build ourselves a path back home. Look at us just industrializing this entire natural world. It's a big shame. Typical human behavior, right? We come to a world and we build random technological stuff everywhere to achieve our goals. We'll always continue to be an excellent fix-it employee. We've got to exploit the natural resources of the world. Although the local wildlife might not be too happy about that. Some summer sloop. I don't know what I need this summer sloop for, but it's being guarded by something really hectic, so I'm not going to bother messing with it right now. There's a reasonably direct path back to the sulfur, but I don't think it's a good idea to try to like belt the sulfur back to base. We definitely, if we want to create a path for it, we need to start looking at like tractor logistics or something like that, because belting everything from a million miles away is definitely not the solution. And it's good to see that my tractor is able to keep up with a Mark II belt. So we're going to see when we expand our factory whether it can keep up with a Mark III belt. Everything's looking very full in my base. I should probably convert some stuff to tickets at some point, but that's fine. What we came here to do was go down the sulfur tree, and go down the sulfur tree we shall. Black powder. That's something to do with explosives.
Research completed. Black powder recipe unlocked. New sulfur research available.
Okay, black powder. So with sulfur and coal, it becomes 2 black powder. It can be made in an assembler or the equipment workshop. I'm just going to manually make some for now. Is there anything that directly needs sulfur for research, or is everything black powder now? Okay, everything is black. Oh, this thing needs sulfur. I just need to get experimental power generation. That sounds really interesting. Let me get some modular frames. If the modular frames are full, I'm going to send that into the into here, because that's worth a lot to dismantle, right? And then we can take some for ourselves. Anything else important that's full? Like rotors are never going to be full. Steel pipes are getting pretty full. And we're getting a bit of steel beam, but obviously not as fast as we're getting steel pipe. Okay, let's continue down the sulfur path. As soon as I set up my power station, my coal power station, it's like, oh, experimental power generation. What does that mean? Compacted coal?
Research completed.
Oh, this thing takes
power generation research
a
options
thing.
are now available.
Turbo
These may
fuel.
enhance performance of other fuel sources.
Packaged turbo fuel. This sounds like something I don't care about right now. A rifle? Like a straight up gun? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I think to automate all this, we definitely need to bring in a source of sulfur. But for now, I guess this is good for your cars and stuff, right? Turbo fuel. But we don't have the infrastructure to build this stuff right now. So let's just go down the detonator path, because we do need this stuff. And we can probably make 50 encased beams and stuff to get more hand slot soon. We're going to need a lot of black powder. So I'm going to turn all of my sulfur into black powder, I guess. 50, 100. We need 150. I'll just manually do it. Wow, I can make exactly 150 with the 75 coal I have on me. It's not that slow. We'll just manually craft it. The other thing is, like, once we unlock things like the hypertube and things like that, we may not necessarily want to bring everything back to our central base. We might want to have different bases at different resources. Like over there with the sulfur, we might just want to bring some coal over to the sulfur to build all the sulfur coal stuff. And then over the other side where the quartz is, we might just want to build a little mini factory over there to just build quartz related products, right? We have to see what the recipes actually are. And if the recipes only require some specific materials, we could set up bespoke factories around the world rather than have one big central factory. Many options. So we have to explore and just not limit ourselves to thinking like, oh, we need to bring everything back to our base. Okay, we've got the Nobelisk Detonator and the Nobelisk.
Detonator and basic Nobelisk unlocked. Most
Nobelisk.
obstacles can be cleared with the basic Nobelisk.
Oh, I stopped Ada from talking, my bad. It's made in an equipment workshop and we have all the materials to make it. So let's go and make one. Need an object scanner. And then we should make the rebar gun as well, maybe. But I mean, we almost got access to rifles, so I don't know if we need that. Need more cable. Like the rebar gun is just for killing stuff. We can go test it out. It doesn't hurt, right? Like, we'll make one. Doesn't hurt us. And the Nobelisk Detonator. Now we can make some bullets for our rebar gun. Now we just need to find some wildlife to test it on. Now we got the Nobelisk Detonator, but we don't have the Nobelisk itself, which requires some black powder. So I'm gonna have to make some more black powder. Make 4. 4 should be enough. I just want to test with 1. Let me grab some more coal and then we'll make some more black powder and we will continue with our researches. Okay, we've got 100 black powder again. We still have some spare sulfur. We wanted to do this smokeless powder. Oh, but we need 50 plastic, which we don't have. Okay, never mind. And if we get 50 encased concrete, we can get that. Okay, that's fine. I think I need another box for random stuff to store. Is it in special? I remember I saw somewhere that we had boxes. It's in organization, isn't it? Just like a personal storage box. That way we can just store more stuff that we're not doing things with at the moment. Now I'm really contemplating whether we should use this hard drive for future research or whether we should decode it. Let's just decode another one. Maybe there's something cool. Oh, it actually takes 10 minutes, right? We'll leave it in there. I'm sure there's plenty of hard drives around the world. We're not super fussed about that. We'll put this away. Put these away. We don't need those. Chuck some of this stuff away. Don't need that much biofuel. The sulfur and the coal away. And then everything else we can hold on to. Now, we got all these new equipment hand slots, but not enough to like do things with. So I guess we can go test out the rebar gun and the Nobelisk Detonator. Now, how do I place a Nobelisk and detonate it? That's the other question. Let's head towards our coal mine because that actually has something to detonate. I mean, we could target practice our gun on this dude. Oh, it's so slow. Shoot him in the head. He just gets angry and runs. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I thought it was. I have to like reload each bullet. Okay. Doesn't seem very useful. But this Nobelisk Detonator, let's see. R to reload. Okay, so I can reload a thing into it. And then I'm guessing it's like some sort of combination of left click, right click to blow something up. And this is what we want to blow up. This is going to blow up my conveyor belts as well. How do I do this? There's no instruction kit for this. Did it put it there? I don't see it. Right click. Ah, it worked. It works. We've uncorked the coal mine. Fantastic. All right, great. So we'll keep this on us as well, I guess. We need more space in our inventory soon. But yeah, that works. So we can blow that up. What else can we blow up? Oh, man. It's hard. It's like as soon as you give a kid explosive, it's like, oh, I can blow this thing up. What else can I blow up? It sounds so bad. So there's coal there and there's coal there. But there's also coal directly behind me too. Here somewhere. Yeah, normal coal. Normal coal. So yeah, our power plant has a lot of room for expansion, so we don't have to worry about it for a while, unless we get a better source of power. But at the moment, it's looking fantastic. And with all this extra power, we can definitely start doing like our factory for our more advanced steel products, which we'll probably do next episode. Let's just see what else we can do for this episode. I kind of want to go blow up a mycelia thing. Sorry, not a mycelia. I keep calling it a mycelia thing. I don't know why in my head the green explodey things are like linked to mycelia. What I mean is this toxic smog that keeps killing me. I'm wondering if I can blow this stuff up with Obelisk. And there's also a hard drive in here too. I know I can just use gas mask to deal with this, but I'm thinking, can I chuck that on there? It'll let me stick it on there, and then can I blow it up? I can. I can blow up these things with Obelisk things, and then it won't hurt me anymore, and I can... It's an alternative to gas masks. There we go. Can clear this area. I only got one more, but that's fine. What is this thing? That's nothing. But yeah, that's a good way to clear this area. Fantastic. So we can use Obelisk to clear out these green smoke, or we can get a gas mask. Don't know what's better, but we've gained access to this thing, which is something. Nope, it's not got a hard drive in there. Maybe there's something deeper in here. Is this like a cave system, or like what is this? I have no idea. But anyway, we've figured out we can blow those things up, which is great. So yeah, let's just we'll probably call it an end of an episode here. We've done, well, I don't know how much I'm going to cut out of the footage, but with all that design and actual building of the coal mine to double up our power again, I've done a lot of work. How much of that I'm going to show in the video, I don't know. But we've done a lot, so I think it's a good time to call it the end of an episode. We've unlocked explosives, which will hopefully gain us access to a lot of new areas. And we will, next episode, expand our steel capabilities to produce encased iron beams and all that stuff that we might need going forward. But for now, we'll leave it at that. If you don't want to miss out, don't forget to like and sub. By the way, let's see how much fall damage is reduced. Yeah, these the Blade Runners really do reduce fall damage. I can literally jump off this cliff that used to kill me without actually dying. But yeah, if you don't want to miss out, don't forget to like and sub, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.